Yo, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Comedic Calisthenics. I am your host, Josh Ward, and this is my guest co-host, comedian extraordinaire, Mr. Devon Simmons.
What's up, people? What's good?
Good, bro. Good to see you, man. Thanks so much for being on the show, man. I reached out to that man, you know what I'm saying, and I was like, ugh. Because Devon don't answer the phone. Listen, calling Devon is equivalent of showing up to a nigga house uninvited. Devon does not answer his cell phone. That nigga see a phone call? What's this nigga calling me for? Better text, nigga. See what? Better text first.
I feel like if it could be said in the text, why we on the phone? You know what I mean?
Because it's the human connection, bro. That's how the whole generation is now, though.
I feel human typing them letters, bro. I feel like I'm doing it, bro.
Yo, this whole generation, like, niggas do not be talking on the phone. I'm a talker. I'm a phone talker. You know what I mean? I love human connection. I love talking to people. That's my thing. So I get it. I always try to test the waters with people. I call them. You're like, yo, they gonna talk? Nah, they don't talk. Thought I found one.
See, I get in trouble with the family with that. Like my moms and everybody. I'm like, just go ahead and shoot me a text. Yeah, I mean, it's the same. You know, your auntie be on you. Like, you don't have a call.
It is not the same, bro. It's not the same, bro. And that's crazy because we younger. We from the 80s, 90s. We should know better. We should be better.
I feel like you talking directly.
I'm talking to any and everybody over 30 who don't like talking on the phone.
Bro, text me, bro. Text me.
Yeah, but I appreciate him answering my call. Hit me back. He didn't answer. Let's be clear. But hit me back and being willing to be on the show today. So, Comedic Calisthenics, man. This show is basically about us informing, inspiring, and entertaining the current and the next generation of comedians. So people who aspire to be comedians, people who just love comedy, and people who are currently a comedian. We're going to have some great conversations on this platform. We're going to cover a lot of comedic details, and we're going to crack hella jokes. So, you know what I'm saying? Y'all stick with us. Make sure y'all like, subscribe, follow, share, all that good stuff, man. It's going to be a great ride. So, come ride with us.
A host extraordinaire on this bitch.
I'm trying to bring you in here and not do the thing. We're going to do the thing for real.
So y'all to like and subscribe.
All of that, bro. We're going to do it professional as much as we can, So, yeah, we're going to have some great conversations today, man. We're both budding comedians. Like, we both just starting out really in the craft, but we're two guys that I feel like are beyond our time and in our years in comedy. Like, when I first seen this dude right here, I was like, bro, dude got some presence. Like, you know what I'm saying? Be able to stand up there. He do have presence. I love comedians who actually take time to thoughtfully try to craft the joke. Even if it don't sell, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I like the thought process in it. And Devon always had that thoughtfulness about his jokes. So I always respected that from jump, straight up.
Bro,
so
big words coming from you, dog.
No.
I really appreciate that. I obviously feel the same.
No.
Since I text you back, bro.
Yeah. He text me back. He must think something, man. It's trash.
You got the juice, bro. So happy to be here, bro.
Yeah, I'm glad to have him on. So we're gonna have some great comedic conversations. And I just want to let's start with why not only you, but why would anybody want to do this? I feel like stand-up comedy is one of the most vulnerable and forms of communication as far as public speaking goes, and I think it's the most challenging in a sense, man, because it's one thing to just talk to somebody or present information, but now you got to tap into an emotion intentionally. You know what I'm saying?
That's true.
Intentionally tap, and I think that's hard anyway, to intentionally tap into an emotion for somebody else. Like this would be hard for you to make me cry. You know what I mean? But comedy, like you, make me laugh. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so I think that's tough in itself. So so why do you think you chose to go this route and afflict yourself on these platforms?
That's what it is too, especially when you starting out. Because if you go into a mic your first time, it's cold. It's a cold room. Nobody's there to see you. Don't nobody know you.
It's facts.
The other comics are there. They vibing. You not part of that. You know what I mean? So you walking into an environment where you really got to be sure you want to rock with this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I think it starts with just appreciating the art. It got to start there. You got to be a fan. And then from there, something in you, probably ego, make you think I could do this. You know what I mean? So you step out on faith at that point. But nah, man, every time you go to the mic, man, especially like it could be a new room, whatever it is, you gonna have that feeling. You gonna have that feeling in your gut. It's gonna be one side of you that's like, I'm about to kill this. I got this. This is nothing. Mm-hmm. I make people laugh all the time. And you got the other side that's like, what the hell am I doing?
Facts. That's accurate, though.
So
that's super.
You got to fight through to what the hell am I doing? I love that you talked about the vulnerability of it. Because that's what's like, when you tap into that, that's what really gets you connected to people. At least from what I've seen from just being this early on. When you talk about stuff that you might not want to say, stuff that's embarrassing about yourself, your environment, things you've been around. That's when you get that connection you talking about. And then, you know, the whole idea of comedy is an energy exchange.
Dope.
You know what I mean? You get up there, you give your energy. Hopefully, they reciprocate. And then it's a vibe in the room, and now it's a show. Now you entertain.
There you
know
go.
What I mean? But it's gonna be times you get up there and try to give your energy.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to fight through it not being there. But nah, that's what it is for me. Just the appeal of the vulnerability, if I'm honest. Like being honest up there and being your true self is what I really rock with. What about you, bro? Like how you look at it?
All right, so yeah, I agree wholeheartedly with everything you said. First of all, you definitely got to be a fan of it. You definitely got to have a love for it, you know, for you to stay. Because a lot of people come and try it out, and then they realize, I don't want to subject myself to that.
And that's fair.
And that's fair. And that's the process. You know, it ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
So, you know, but me personally, everything you said, but I always felt like, so I come from a family of funny people. Let's start there. Okay. I come from a family of funny people. Like, at least 8 to 10 people in my family could do stand-up right now.
Right.
And be legit. Like,
right.
So we would always sit around, like I got 5 brothers and sisters.
Okay.
And so big family, we had to entertain ourselves because we didn't have a lot of money. And so we always crack jokes. And so us being together, we play spades a lot. Listen, slapping them cards is a lifestyle out here. Anybody ever want to get into it? I'm a spades connoisseur, however you want to play.
Hey, how you treat a renege? How you do? What you
Honestly, I'm in my older age, I'm more uplifting. So I try to be more uplifting. I'm gonna tell you, I'll be honest. No, because when I was younger, I used to assassinate people for reneging so bad that people didn't want to play. You know what I'm saying?
As you should. What you talking about?
But I lost friends, you know what I'm saying? Like family and friends stopped rocking with me, so I was just like, you know, I gotta be nicer. This is just a game. Don't take it so serious. Like when you start losing girlfriends and stuff, like
see, I knew you said wait. You heard that last part? That's what made them change. That's what made them change.
Yeah,
bro.
The women don't like that, bro. They're like, I want to play. Girl, get involved.
Especially if they tell you up front, like I ain't that good. You know what I mean?
They always give you the pep talk. Yes, I'm gonna be honest. If you start this conversation with that, you can't be on my team. Oh, I ain't that good.
All that Zen stuff. Yeah. I told y'all.
But that's what I'm saying. Being calm, I handle it like a gentleman. I don't think you're ready yet. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put you with them, and then
I see. You the Bob Ross.
Yeah, you know, try to. But we would sit around the spades table, talk trash, and you know, crack jokes. And so, I don't know. When I was younger, we used to sit down and. Like one would stand up and the other 5 would sit down and like make jokes and try to make the rest of them laugh. We literally used to do mock stand up in our house.
Oh wow!
Because we had stuff to do, and we moved from I'm originally from Maryland, so we moved from Maryland to North Carolina, and it was boring as hell. But there were 6 of us, you know, so we had to make our
same
own
age and everything.
We're all like 14 months apart.
Oh,
literally. So we stair steps. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And I'm the oldest boy, but I got a sister that's older than me. But it's still like I'm the oldest. It feels like I'm the oldest because I was a boy. You know what I mean? And growing up in the '80s and you're the boy, it don't matter. You know.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. You're gonna get in trouble for saying that, but that's true.
That's true. It's a different time. You know, you can't Me Too me for my childhood. Yeah, they can't fire me up for that. Cancel me for my childhood.
They cancel. We all good.
Yeah, facts. I don't mean nothing right now. It's all right though. But yeah, so that, man, I was like, all right. So then 2020 came. So I always wanted to do it. I always wanted to do it.
And like always.
Yeah, I always had something front inside of me. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it. I would like to do it one day.
Okay.
So then, I used to do public speaking. A lot of people don't know I'm actually a minister. So like, licensed minister.
Same word.
Yeah. So I would be public speaking was my thing, and I was always funny and entertaining. You know, even when I'm preaching and stuff, like I'm gonna make you laugh while I present the word.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. Okay. So that's part of why I
get on stage and it's just spinning,
bro. That's why my presence. I feel when you see me, like he comfortable up there. Yeah, I've been up there quite a few times.
You remember your first set?
Absolutely. My first professional set? Like
like when you said, I'm doing this, I'm going to a mic, your first, not at the crib, but like your first stranger set.
Oh, my first stranger set was actually Sandman. Sandman. My first
if y'all
comedy,
don't know,
that's
Sandman, the local like comedy club. So,
right.
So 9 times out of 10, you could go do an open mic like at a little brewery, at like a little random spot, something like that. Mm-hmm. The comedy club, it's still an open mic. It's still open mic, but it feel like when you're an open micer a step up. Yeah. It feel like a step up. But go ahead.
Because the room is made for comedy. People come there for comedy. It's comedy club. So yeah, that was my first public, like for real jump. And crazy thing is, before that, my family had like a family reunion, whatever, and they gave me I did like 25 minutes out there.
Same word.
Yeah, that was like my first time in front of an audience. It was like 60, 70 people. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So, bro, when I tell you,
Yeah, the bug after that, bro.
I had the bug before that, but I gotta tell you, when I did that jump, it wasn't that great. I mean, it was good. It was good, but it wasn't that great in a sense. That the type of jokes I tell, you don't want to tell them in front of your grandma and your auntie.
I didn't think about that.
Yeah, and I was like, I gotta practice how to do this how I want to do it. So I'm just gonna do what I want to do, and they just gonna have to deal with it.
Hold on, and they know you're a minister and all that, right?
Yeah, I used to be. I mean, I'm still licensed, whatever, but I don't like certain way. But yeah. So they know all this about me. Yes. Yeah. They know all this about me. They've never seen this side of me. They all sitting down, and I get up there and start talking about pussy. I get up there and start talking about my kids. I was doing dog jokes, because I started out doing dogs and kids. All right.
No, I feel you.
But yeah, and but there were some other, you got them cousins that smoke and drink and shit. You got the family on us, and they was like, yo, bro, you was funny as hell, but I just couldn't laugh because my mama was right there. So like my aunt is their moms and all of that. So from that, when I did the Sandman,
this man just explained cousins to me. Alright, go ahead, cuz.
Facts! Like you don't have it. Like you don't have it.
It's all good.
So when I did Sandman, I was super calm because to get up in front of your family is way more pressure.
I didn't even think about it like that.
Then get in front of them strangers because they just gonna accept whatever you present. They have no background on you, they have anything whatever you present is just facts for them. Yeah. It was way harder. So when I got up there, I was like, this is easier than what I've done before. I know I can do this now. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right, I know I can do this now because this went better than when I did it in front of people I love. So
I know what you're talking about because I've had my moms come out to a couple of shows and it feel different. I give her the warning, but it's still your mom. It's still your mom. So I feel you, bro. But that's tough, man. That's tough.
So I actually did one of my shows was for my niece's pageant, like fundraiser recently, and that was the first time my mom actually saw me do. Oh my god!
How much time you do?
I did like 15 minutes.
Okay.
Because it wasn't just me on the jump, but bro, when I tell you, that's the awkward feeling. It don't matter.
What they say after though?
The young folks like that. It was crazy. But I was on that show with other people, and one of the guys on the show, I rocked. I was cool because I understood the crowd and dynamics. But one of the guys, he just cursed a whole lot. Okay. And they were not for all of that, bro. And you can talk. We can just talk about this. reading the room is a comedic skill that's necessary, bro. You gotta be able to read the room. Yeah. And I'm learning that more and more and more. Like, you gotta be able to read the room as you're going in your jokes. And sometimes, you turn a pivot, but also sometimes, when to put pressure and keep going and just go, but you gotta be able to read the room.
That's true. I think that's the experience part of it. Like, I know, still getting my comedy wings. It's like you in the room and you could obviously feel when they ain't rocking with you. Mm-hmm. But if you knew, you might not have enough material to go ahead and move on to something.
Yeah,
else. Like, that's the real crux of it. Now you in this situation where I don't know how you do it, but I be in my head like, all right, that ate. I know these next 2 bits might eat. If they won't rock it with that, I got like maybe 2 backup bits. Let's go talk to this crowd.
Crowd work. And that'll help lead you into what's good or what's bad sometimes. The crowd work.
Sometimes it helps though if you acknowledge what's happening in the room. Ain't nothing worse than people feeling uncomfortable. Because you can tell a bad joke. You can tell a bad joke. But if people are uncomfortable, that's when the set just goes the wrong way.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like you definitely gotta, sometimes you gotta acknowledge that what just happened won't it for them.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And sometimes that relieves that, and that definitely relieves that pressure.
It can.
And sometimes that's funny in itself. True.
True. No, I've seen plenty of people, they got they that joke suck lines in their back pocket. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or they follow up the punch that didn't hit with like that line they know that's gonna get them back. You know what I mean? You kind of like, you'll pick that up though as you go. You kind of gotta have things that broke people back in.
Listen, that boy know what he's talking about. I'm trying to learn from this guy, man. Listen, we throw a lot of words, some of these comedic words around, punch and all of that kind of thing, whatever. And you follow us, you'll catch on more and more what they are. But context clues, basically, you guys hopefully can get it if you don't know what it is. But help us, Devon. What is a punch anyway?
Alright,
since you using the word.
Basic joke structure. You're gonna have your setup. That's your premise or whatever. You walking people into the joke. Bob and Sally walked into the bar. Blah blah blah. The punch is the line that actually gets the laughter from the crowd, right? So that's the line where you expect them to go ahead and giggle. You give them a pause, and then you might have some follow-ups after that. And then the follow-ups are usually called tags. So you'll tag your joke. So you'll have your punchline, your main hit, they laugh, and then you follow it up with a couple one-liners usually to keep the laugh going, and then you might transition to another setup, or you might keep going with that setup and hit them with another punch later.
Yeah. So a tag is essentially a joke that you don't have to set up. Basically, a continuation of another joke that you don't have to set up a new premise or a new punch for. Just continuation of a joke. If you don't, if you don't know what a tag is, because we want viewers who are new to comedy. We want people who just love comedy and never done it before, but are interested in the art form because it is an art form. It's a craft, and I respect it like that. And I'm gonna have people on here who respect it as that as well. So,
well, the dope thing about this is gonna be like they can grow with you. You know what I mean? Like if somebody's like just getting into the game and like just like thinking about it. You know what I mean? You're going to share your experiences. It's going to give people some courage to go ahead and knock out theirs.
You can share your experiences. Trying to get this guy to be on here. We'll see. Devon be real hesitant about everything in life besides regular stuff. Like,
that's facts.
I'll see what they do. Maybe, toe in. We'll see a little bit. That nigga got 100 tentative things to do. That nigga ain't committed to nothing.
You should see the to-do list, bro. You should see it.
So tell me this. Like what comedic skills you feel like came natural for you? Like, because I feel like people who are good comedians have something already that they build their comedic skills around. You know what I'm saying? Something they do well already. Right. And then there's people who are not good comedians and you realize they don't do anything well. So, reality is true for both.
That's real. Oh man, that's a great question. I think for me, the number one thing was being comfortable on stage. Right? So like I have a background where I'm used to being on the mic, used to being in front of people, used to talking to people. So that was never a big concern, like the public speaking aspect of it. So like just being comfortable with this, what I realized like goes a long way. Especially like when you're in them cold rooms and like people they not really, like they might be in there for a brew, bro. They ain't in there.
Right.
Just being comfortable lets them let their guard down so they can hear the writing. You know what I mean? And I think that's the second thing. I know I'm still babying this, but like I like I take pride in like joke structure and like the misdirects and like, you know what I mean? Like, and then like taking my time, pausing, performing out something real quick. You know what I mean? Just the subtleties of it is what I really enjoy. Like, you could have a dope punch, but if you just turn your face a little bit with the squinty eyes or something like, yeah, and like people like vibe a little more. Yeah. You might not even need a tag. You might just need a little performance right there. So that kind of stuff came natural just from like kicking it with the homies and like, you know, cracking jokes, whatever it is. So you get like a flow on how you gonna either tell a story or how you gonna tell a different scenario or like break down your point of view or something. Right. You feel me from that? So.
And that's hard for people to translate that natural funny into being funny on stage, you know what I'm saying? So like, I mean, that's something you felt like you could do well?
I definitely thought it in the beginning. Yeah, I mean, I definitely had a lot of confidence.
You believed in yourself.
Yeah, I mean, like it's no other way to think. And then you get up there and like you might bomb, you know what I mean, the first joint might not go how you want it kind of thing. So then you gotta like, I think that's what I appreciate about the whole thing is like, it's like this balance between like making sure you have that confidence and like a certain amount of ego to like even go out there and do it. And then the humility that come with it to make sure that you tighten up what you putting out. You know what I mean? So, nah, that's the epitome. But like, I gotta throw the question back on you though.
What is it?
I forgot. Natural skills. Okay. Like, what did you feel came natural kind of thing?
Natural skills. I would definitely say, of course, public speaking, because that had been developed. I don't think it was natural.
That's actually a good point. Yeah, you developed that.
Yeah, that didn't come like that. But no, I don't know. I don't remember a time I didn't talk since I was a kid. Like I grew up, you know, talking in front of people. So I think that was something that probably was the most natural thing. And I'm a people person. Like I genuinely like people. Yeah. I think people are like superb. I think like we're the most important commodity in the universe, like human beings. That's why I try not to mistreat anybody. Anybody who know me, I'm gonna be kind to everybody. Like
unless you renege.
Yeah, exactly. And so I don't know, having the opportunity to just spread that energy was always an asset in the whole thing. Like that was always a plus for me. Like, you know what I mean? To be able to give and that positivity. So I think that was like one of the things. I always wanted to spread positivity and love to people, and I like to see people laugh. Just that natural funny though. I will say that though, because I don't know. I gotta attribute that to my friend Paula K. Shout out to Paula K. If you watch this, my friend Paula K. Because we will always sit together, and she made me believe I was the funniest thing ever. Like she's an older friend. Like Paula K. has been my friend now probably for 16 years or so. Yeah. And like she's an older lady, we call her mother, you know what I'm saying? Okay. So she was everybody's mama, you know what I mean, to a degree.
She got them strawberry candies?
Yeah, all that. Yeah. But she made me believe I was the funniest person in the world. Cause she would sit.
You need that though.
Yeah, you need somebody to like, she would sit and we would talk and kick it, and she would just be rolling laughing. And I was like, I believe I'm funny, because Paula K almost had a conniption. So just, I would say definitely that natural engagement with people and public speaking, definitely.
Oh, so can I follow up though? Sure. So like, what's the thing since you got into it that you like, I need to spend some time working on these skills? Like, this is what I want to get to next kind of thing.
Oh my God, I got hella things I'm working on. Like, bro, I'm working on so many things. First of all, when I first started, it was writing jokes. Like, I started as a great storyteller. I could get up there and talk, you know what I mean, and make it amusing and interesting, but it ain't had no punches. And I hated that about my sets, yo. I always felt like other guys had moments where it was intended to laugh. And I don't have those intentional intended moments. It's just as I'm talking, people laughed. It was funny. So starting out, learning how to write a joke, like you were talking about, premise, setup, punch. Premise, setup, punch. That was like the most challenging thing, because I was like, I gotta find a way to make sure that I can make this funny in an intentional way every time, and I gotta learn to write this stuff. So I actually spent 2 years writing before I ever performed stand-up.
Oh, that word.
Yep. I was like, I gotta figure out how to write and write jokes.
What was the process of that though? Like, how'd you? What are you doing?
So I'm an author. I wrote a book. It's out there. Go to Amazon.com, look it up.
Yeah, I'm learning so much about that.
Yeah, you will. That's what y'all get to know.
Maybe I should pick up the phone.
Yeah, you might answer the phone. I'm an interesting person.
Phone,
but yeah, I'm an author, so I wrote a book, whatever. 2 books actually. They're both published, and I started out writing it like it was a story. That's how it translated. That skill translated, and I started writing like stories.
Okay.
And I was like, okay. When I performed it, for my first time was literally for this girl I was dating at the time, and it was just me and her, and I did like 10 minutes, and I was like, I really want to try this stuff I've been writing out.
How'd she react to the 10? You did 10 for that's wild.
No, 15. I think it was more like 15 actually. It was more
one-on-one.
Yeah, one-on-one.
That's wild, bro.
I was like, I'm writing this stuff, bro.
Josh love this, bro. Josh love this.
Straight up.
One-on-one 15.
I was like, babe, I need you to be my audience. I need you to just take your life, like, don't look at me as your man.
Right.
Just pretend it's a real comedy club. I'm gonna pretend it's a real comedy situation, and you're a stranger, and I'm about to tell you these jokes. And I did like 10, 15 minutes for her. And she laughed. She laughed, genuinely laughed. And she was like, it felt like real comedy. Like, it didn't feel like you was trying to make me. It felt like you were doing stand-up. I had the TV remote in my hands, my microphone, and everything.
Because if you gonna do it, you gotta do it.
Gotta do it. I was like, man, I gotta try this.
Did you have her introduce you and then go sit down?
No. I jumped right. Look, I ain't had no opener. I ain't had no host. I just jumped right in. I was like, and scene. You know what I'm saying? I just, tried it. So
that's what's up.
But yeah, I lost the original question because
skills.
Yeah. So definitely that. Currently, I'm working on trying to do not a callback. What you call it? A misdirect. That's my project right now. Yeah. I'm currently working on trying to do. I got one that I've written out. I haven't even done it yet, but I've been working on trying to do the misdirect, man. I love it. I love a good misdirect. Like when you think it's going somewhere and it goes somewhere. I don't have that skill.
I try to start my sets with a misdirect. Like if I got a premise, that's how I like to get into it. Cause like you could get that pop 20, 30 seconds in.
Yeah.
And then it let everybody relax, know you funny.
Facts.
Cause that's
hard to do.
The thing.
Yeah.
Like, if they don't know you, the whole time they like,
are you funny?
You funny?
Yeah.
So if you give them a pop early and let them relax, even if it ain't like that big, just something to let them know like, I got something.
Exactly. So I think that's a great skill to have. So I'm actually working on that now. I saw what's his name? The Morrill.
Sam Morrill.
Sam Morrill John. He started his joke with a misdirect right out the gate. If you watch the special, what's the name of that special? Same Time Tomorrow.
There we go.
Same Time Tomorrow. Yeah, that's his special.
He just dropped that this
on
week.
Netflix.
Yeah.
Go check it out. It's dope. We can talk about that actually, but I'm working on a misdirect right now. So I got one already loaded. I'm gonna work on it this week coming. Actually,
I'm
working
on it. I keep looking in the camera. All right, go ahead.
You can look at the camera. Just don't zone out looking into yourself. Whoa, my eyes are so beautiful.
Niggas look amazing.
So, but yeah, let's talk about that because Sam Morrill's Same Time Tomorrow, John.
Yeah.
We both watched that special, and I thought it was dope. I also realizing that comedian specials are getting shorter and shorter. Are you noticing?
Which I actually appreciate.
I've noticed that
too, bro.
Yes.
That's so funny you brought that up. I pulled it up. I saw it was like 44, 45. Which
43.
43.
Yeah, I think it was like 43.
Which I think is a great amount of time.
That's right there.
You know what I mean? Don't
right
get me wrong. Like I ain't tripping, but like
41 of actual jokes. 2 minutes for the intro and the outro jokes. It's like 41 minutes of actual jokes.
But it's 40 of going.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's no breaks. It's no slacks in it.
Right.
The other thing I really appreciate about the special was the crowd work.
Yeah.
You don't get to see a lot of crowd work in specials. You know what I mean? I think that's more of a trend that you starting to see more people put out, especially I think it's coming more so from like the YouTube, Instagram, people putting their clips up, people getting like that good response from it.
Right.
Why not incorporate it in the special a little bit? You know what I mean? Like you don't see that a lot.
It's more, and you're right, it is more and more happening because guys are building whole platforms just sharing clips of their crowd work because a lot of comedians don't want to burn their jokes.
Right,
so that crowd engagement moment is content.
What you mean by burn their jokes?
Okay, so like basically, if you have a large platform, when you put a joke out to the public, it's essentially giving that joke, you losing a little efficacy on the joke. Because if someone comes and see you, they could potentially see the same joke again. So it's not really burn. I don't consider it like burn, but that's what it's considered burning jokes.
I'm just happy you said efficacy.
First of all, I'm a former English teacher. I'm an intellectual.
Bro, you clearly got it, bro. You clearly got it, bro.
Speaking is my thing, man. Talking is what I do.
Yeah, you got it.
So, yeah, like the joke, you know, when somebody comes in and sees you live and they saw your joke on YouTube or they saw it on Instagram beforehand, it kind of loses, like, they kind of know it's coming. So, you may not get the biggest response from that individual. So, depending on how big you are.
Let me ask you this. Do you think at any point, because more and more people are putting out their comedy on the gram, comedy on YouTube, that jokes can become almost like music, where it's like, we are here to hear that joke?
That's true.
Do you think that could ever be like a thing?
I don't think so with comedy. Because music has this nostalgia thing that takes you back to when you first heard it and you get a certain life from it. You know what I mean? True. It can take you to where you was when that moment happened. Yeah. Comedy doesn't have that. And when you hear a joke that you've already heard, it takes away that punch. The punch is supposed to hit you.
See, I don't know, bro. The great jokes do though.
Yeah, that's true.
But
you don't want to pay to go hear the joke that you already heard either.
That's the thing. I don't know, bro. If Chris Rock right now was like, instead of doing his ego death tour, I'm doing bigger and blacker, I buy them tickets.
You would.
I buy them tickets.
You would.
But at the same time, I hear what you're saying, though.
Yeah, you would.
Part of what's funny is you don't know it's coming.
Yeah.
So I hear what you're saying.
That's how comedy works.
Music, but I feel like we're moving closer and closer to the line. Like before, it was like never do it. Yeah. Now it's like Bert Kreischer, I think bro name is. He take his shirt off and all his bits.
Oh yeah, I've seen him before, but I don't really follow him.
I don't follow bro neither. I just know he got like bits that like the crowd be screaming out, like do that bit. Bro.
Right.
You feel me? So I feel like maybe it's novel, but maybe it's a trend. We'll see.
But you're right. I have seen it more. In the earlier years, I didn't see it. And I grew up studying, Comic View, Def Comedy Jam, all those types of things. You know what I mean? So that wasn't an occurrence. That wasn't a common occurrence back then, but it is happening more. And I've seen comedians up and people yelled out for them to do certain jokes before.
That's true too.
So who was it? I was watching K-Dub. Comedian K-Dub. He's out of North Carolina. Hilarious.
He's funny as hell.
Hilarious. And he was doing Keep Your Distance, Kevin on Stage Jump. And they were like yelling out specific jokes that they wanted this man to tell. I was like, yeah, that's crazy. But that's the thing. They know that it's gonna be so good. Y'all gotta hear this. I know what's coming, but I want other people to hear it. So yeah, I think it may become a thing to a degree, but I don't think nobody wanna come to a show to watch them do the same show. Like if you record the same special 3 times in a row, I don't think nobody's gonna want to see it.
That's a good point.
It's like you gonna do the same jokes again? Nah. And honestly, for me, I never want to be a comedian that don't have jokes. That's why I feel like I'm gonna burn a lot of jokes in my career. I already know that.
You got to.
Especially in the early years.
Yeah.
I'm gonna burn hella jokes.
And the honesty of it is like, the way I view myself, and it's like I'm not prolific at all. Like if I write something on Tuesday, I'll feel good about it on Tuesday. I'm gonna perform it Wednesday and Thursday. Start of the week, I might perform it on Monday. By that next Tuesday, I need new stuff. Because you can't sit here and rest on any type of I gotta laugh here. It's only room for improvement starting off. You know what I mean?
Yo, let's talk about that because that's my problem too.
What's up?
Doing the same jokes over and over again is hard for me, yo. But crazy thing is, like, the pros, that's what they do. Like, when dudes I watched, what's his name? David Arnold. R.I.P. to David Arnold. That's my man's, bro. Facts. I love Fat Ballerina. Hilarious. Go watch it. And his new joint, it ain't for the week. It ain't for the week of heart. It ain't for the week. That joint was straight too. But Fat Ballerina was
real quick. Side joint. The end of the special when he had the interviews with the family. It's almost like a wild coincidence that he had that in his special where he was like having honest conversations with the family, and then unfortunately passed. It was beautiful what he left us. Kind of thing. You know what I mean? We got to see some of like who he really was through other people's eyes, and you know, it's obviously sad for his family, sad for everybody, sad for fans of comedians, for comedy. But like to be able to see somebody put out work that's beautiful, and have a family involved, that's dope.
That's the goal. Whenever you die, ill time, late, early, when you die, you want people to look at your life, look at what you did, and be like, but look what he did, and that was dope. It was worth his life, you know, being here because he left something amazing. He did something amazing. So shout out to the family, man. Our prayers, thoughts with you guys. R.I.P. to the boy, David Arnold. But I brought him up to say something.
Go ahead.
And I forgot what the hell it was. No.
Telling the jokes over and over.
Oh, yeah. So he was sharing like that he did he did a 100-city tour before he did his special.
Which is crazy.
Crazy to me.
Crazy.
And he said, I literally went in clubs, 100 cities, and did these jokes. I've done these jokes over 100 some times now at this point. Mm-hmm. So when I'm up there, I ain't thinking about the joke no more. It's just more so just, you know, everything else, making the room feel right, energy, all that kind of thing. Mm-hmm. And I admire that because I can't tell the same joke for long, bro. I feel like I need to develop that skill to a degree because I can't be all over the place all the time. I feel like I want to always be doing new stuff, but I think I'm early on, so I want to do. I don't know.
So the way I treat that is I like to keep 3 new things in rotation, right? So the way I break down my week is I need to get at least 30 minutes every week, no matter what that look like. It could be a show. If I get booked for 15, I'm gonna count that towards my 30. If I'm hitting these mics, I'm gonna hit enough mics to get to my 30 for the week, kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So because I'm hitting that many mics, I keep a little bit of variety for myself by switching up those 3 things. So on Monday, if I'm hitting 2 mics, one premise one day, second premise I'm working on second time I hit a mic, I'm hitting the second joint. You know what I mean? Tuesday I might touch on the 3rd. And then I'll go back to it. The dope thing about telling the jokes over and over is that, and you know this, you start vibing with it a little more. You start tagging your own stuff a little more. And then like what was...
It evolves into something totally different. Yeah.
And you got to keep it spicy for you.
Right.
You got to.
Right. And that's true. That's true. And it's like, I enjoy that process, but God, I be like, man, I don't have the discipline. I need that discipline.
You got it, bro.
Because here's the thing. When you go into these spots and it's a bunch of comedians all the time, you know, it's like...
We should talk about that.
Yeah, we will get to that. We'll get to that. We're going to talk about that too. But you get to these spots and it's comedians all the time, you know, it's like you want to be entertaining to the people who are going to be there. And I'm going to be honest, I've worked harder and harder to not care about the comedians, but also I still want them to be entertained. You know, just because they're there. So I was pulling up my joint here because like basically I'll set my joint up for the week and have a date for it. I'll have 3 new things, 3 old things, 4 things. Like what I'm gonna do. Like here we go.
Oh, okay.
So I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Y'all should see these notes.
Yeah.
These notes is wild, bro.
I got 7.
Your family be so pissed off by what you titled these joints, bro. God. I ain't gonna say what it is. I ain't gonna say what it is. I gotta be able to know what it is, how to get it, where I'm going, what it is. Like I said earlier, I'm learning so much. I'm learning.
So
no, that's tough though. I like that.
So each week I'm like, all right, I got like 2 or 3 new things, but then I got some old things I'm mixing, and then it depends on where I go and how many mics I hit. And you know, it depends on what room. I'll pick certain things for certain rooms.
Matter too. Yeah,
definitely the room matters, man. Yeah. So it's a process, but by the next week, I'll be like, and I don't do every week neither. So in my in between time, like I usually do like a week, hit it hard. The next week I might hit 1. You know, I got kids and stuff, man. I got a life. I got hella jobs. Like I got stuff, so I'll be like, but I gotta be committed to it too, you know. And I like the community, you know what I mean? I like to be a part of the community and be active in building the comedy community as well. So but when I come back after a week or so, I be done wrote because I can't help it. Like all week long, I got so many jokes that I ain't even touched the mic yet. You know what I mean? It's just premises and stuff at work. So I don't know. I got to get better at that. I feel like I do. But I feel like also I want to have stuff so that I can like build social media a little bit. So I'm like, if I'm going to be burning content, then I got to be coming with content. You know, and I'm working on trying to do this special next year. This time next year, I'm trying, Yes. I don't want to speak too much about it. I ain't gonna put nothing on it. But yeah, let's just say I'm coming back to Trojan Land. Huh? That's all I'm gonna say right there. And so I'm working on that too, man. A lot of stuff, but I don't know. I love that specials are getting shorter. That's what we were talking about.
Was it?
Yeah. Because the Morel jump was like 40 minutes or whatever.
Yeah.
And I think based on whatever kind of comedy you do, that's a long time. Especially if you quick punches, quick. I tell stories so I can burn a little more time sometimes. But if you set up, if you premise, set up, punch, 40 minutes is a long time. I'd be like, bro, he didn't got off 112 jokes.
I mean,
that's crazy.
That's experience. That's time. Like at the end of the day, I feel like even if you're a storyteller, like I look at Ali Sadiq.
Mm-hmm.
He's a storyteller, but like you getting them laughs. You get them laughs at the same rate.
Right.
You get them laughs at the same rate. Because in the middle of him telling the story, about to tell you this side story about homie.
Exactly.
And that's gonna have you dying.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Then he going back to the main. So like either way it go, you better have
You gotta have them coming.
You gotta have.
That's what I'm working on, man. I gotta be better at that. I will say. I gotta be better.
Like I said, bro. Like I speak for me. I'm a baby in it. So like trying to put together that kind of. I'll sit down and I try to write for 5. I try to write for 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
By the time I perform it, I might have 2.
that happens too. That happens too.
It is what it is.
Definitely.
Man. So like, that's experience and time, though, man. Definitely.
So we talk about doing sets and stuff. Let's talk about this. So, what constitutes a good set? Like in your mind, what when you walk off the stage and you feel like, okay, that was a good set, or watching another comedian, like that was a good set. Yeah. What in your mind consists? What makes up a good set?
See, to me, I'm gonna break that down. So, like for me, a good set, it could be if it's a show, it's one thing, and if it's a mic, it's another.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with show because I think that's what most people will kind of rock with.
Mm-hmm.
Show, you there to perform, you there to make the people who pay their money laugh, and they gotta go exactly like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So like. That's when you come in with the bits that you know are pretty solid. That's when you usually, if the room is right, the vibe is right, you rocking with the crowd a little bit, having a little bit of fun. But the whole point of the set is to have people laughing regularly, enjoying it, and the energy is up in the room. Mm-hmm. You want the energy up. You want people to feel it. Kind of thing. Yeah. For me, that's how I look at it.
Mm-hmm.
A mic, I look at different.
Mm-hmm. Hold on, let's hold on because. You said something I felt like it's like really profound. And let's not forget what we are. What constitutes a good set, and you deal with the show, and then you can go to the mic next. All right?
Okay,
so make sure we put a pin so we can get back.
Got
you talking about how the crowd enjoys the experience. And a lot of comedians that I've seen, well, I ain't gonna say a lot. Some comedians I've seen are too selfish in their own comedy sometimes to be considerate of the audience. And I think that's doing a disservice.
Okay.
And have you ever come across it where comedians like, well, this is the joke I like, or I think it's funny, I just want to tell it. So, kind of F y'all energy towards the crowd.
I've definitely seen it. The way I look at that is like, I kind of just take a neutral position on it. Because like, there is a line.
Mm-hmm.
There is a line. Like, you don't want to just be up there not telling stuff true to yourself. Mm-hmm. And not rocking with yourself and just trying to appease, because that comes off as phony and people can feel that, and it ain't gonna be there. At the same time, people did come for a good time, they came to laugh, so it's like you do need to be mindful of the art form and what you're there to do. Mm-hmm. So I kind of like don't know, if I'm honest, I kind of take a hands-off approach to it right now, because I feel like I've watched people go up with more skill who don't care what the crowd feel like, and eventually the crowd start rocking with them.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen that.
Right.
I've also seen people with less skill
get
up and don't care what the crowd feel like.
Facts.
And then just
and those are usually the ones, to be honest, those are usually the ones you see. I guess that would apply. That would apply probably more to mics than shows.
Fair.
To be honest.
Fair.
So I guess I should have posed that question when you got to the mics part. So sorry for my digression and interruption. Now go on, talk about the mics part. We back where we left.
Hey.
Like
mics are reps. Mics are practice. Like, the way I look at it is like, you know, I remember when I first started and people was like, yo, can I come see you? I'm like, I'm just doing mics. It'd be like if I played football, would you come watch me practice?
Yeah.
Come to a game. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So it's like, I look at mics like sometimes my goal is to try to familiarize myself with the words I wrote down.
Right.
So it might not hit for people like that yet because I'm still not in it all the way.
Right.
I'm not performing all the way.
Right.
And that's also part of me, like I said, being kind of new to it, trying to like figure that part out. If I write something on Monday, when I go to perform that night, it might not go the way I wanted to. But I'm saying the words. I'm getting my reps in kind of thing. Right. So like I could have a good set at a mic where people don't necessarily respond the way I was hoping they wanted to. But for me, I got that rep in. That was a good set. That was a good time.
Yeah.
By next week, after I ran that a couple times, now I'm expecting laughs and now I can trim fat. You know what I mean? So it's like, that's how I look at it. Like, if I'm at a mic, this is to see what's good, what ain't, what's how y'all feel. You know what I mean? Right. It's obviously funny to me. But like, how y'all feel? And then by the time I run that a couple times, now I could perform it freely, whatever, and that might go to show material. And that's why I say the shows are a little different.
Right.
Yeah. Okay, what you think? How you break it
up? So definitely, for me personally, if I go in and the goal of what I was trying to work out that night happens, so let's talk about show. I'll do what you did. I'll do show.
Okay.
Mic.
Okay.
I'll do it in a different order. I'm gonna do mic first. So if I go to a mic and I have a plan of, okay, I'm gonna work on this, and this, and I gotta get through this part, and I want to see how long. Like I always look for. I'm trying to feel spacing. I'm trying to feel my way through my stuff. The writing part is a little bit like, okay, I get where I'm going. I try to feel my way because timing and how much energy you're gonna give to what can affect how it hits, you know what I mean?
That's right.
And I'm a guy who likes to have a lot of energy on stage, but sometimes I write jokes that doesn't require that. You know what I mean? Sometimes I write jokes that I want to let the words speak. And it's not about the personality or the character or anything like that. You know what I mean? So it depends on whatever my objective was for the night. If I feel like I got in there and I worked on the goal that I had, and people didn't have a bad time, that's still a goal for me. I still want to get some. I want people to laugh.
I mean,
that's what we do.
Performing. Yeah, I get it.
Sometimes people are like, yo, you did great, but I'm like, but I didn't. In my mind, I wanted to do this, and I did this. And though it was great for you because you didn't know that other part was existing, you didn't even know what was supposed to be there. You don't know what I missed. But for me, I'm like, no, that was supposed to be this punch, and then this was supposed to tag that. But the tag actually hit. But I ain't want the tag there. You know what I mean?
Bro, don't nobody understand when you get off stage mad and people laugh.
Yeah, people had a great time. You like,
that won't.
So
yeah.
If I hit my objective for the mic, or if I get work through my stuff, and like if I have some of my bits, the words are hard to get out. So I'd be like, how I gotta get that out without stumbling. You know what I mean?
Bro, a stumble might be funny though.
It might, but most times it's not. 87% of the time, it's not funny. You got 13% where you might stumble into something.
You done did the comedy studies.
That's not a real statistic at all. That's just what I feel like. How many times it's worked for me? A stumble is like I got up the other night, bro, and my whole intro was just gobble. Like I posted it on my Instagram. By the way, if you're not following us, follow me at Josh Ward Comedy on Instagram. Follow that man at In All Doubt on Instagram. But yeah,
I don't post, but I appreciate the follow.
Yeah, TikTok and Instagram, Josh Ward Comedy. TikTok and Instagram. But I posted a video. I literally came up and mixed two words up together in the intro to my audience, bro. And
that's tough because you coming out the gate.
Yeah, out the gate stumbling.
What mic was it?
Basic.
Oh.
At Basic City. Luckily for me, the host was already in the mode of trying to get a joke off himself. So he basically stepped on my stumble and drew the audience to him so much that nobody had a chance to even process my stumble. So, and then I was able to come back and do it fresh and basically start from the top. After he said something ridiculous, I fired him up and then I went back and started the intro again. So everybody had forgot.
So anybody know?
No. I mean, everybody experienced it, but nobody processed it. basically.
I like that.
Yeah, everybody experienced it. Nobody processed it, so it didn't count against me.
That's life.
Right?
That's life, bro.
Facts, my dude. Facts.
All right.
So, yeah, now, as far as a show is concerned, a good set at a show is, first of all, that they enjoyed themselves, that people laughed and had a good time. Because I feel like whenever somebody pays money or invests to come out and see you or anybody else, or come out something just like me. If I go out somewhere, I want to have a good time. I want to enjoy myself. And I think like that about everybody who comes to a show. Like, I want you to enjoy yourself. I want you to feel like it was worth your while to come. You got your money's worth. You weren't robbed, and you would do it again. That's what I want you to walk away with. So if the crowd gets that, I don't care how I get it, but I want to be prepared to get it. You know what I mean? So it's more, and by the time I do a show, I'm usually, whatever I'm doing, I'm pretty decent on. I don't think I've hit locked on anything yet, period. I don't think there's not one joke that I got. It's just, all right, if I do this joke 100 times, I'm going to do it just like this. And I've trimmed it so much, and I've tagged it so much, and I've basically got all I can get out of the bit. I don't have a bit like that yet. Everything that I have, I feel like can use work. So
yeah, of course.
It's different now.
Of course.
But yeah, as long as people walk away with a good time, and as long as I'm kind of like, at shows, I like the pressure. I'm a person that the pressure makes me.
It's less pressure at a show. That's interesting.
No. I put pressure on myself. Like, this is the moment. Like, you need to treat this like this. The Staples Center, Madison Square Garden, and these people need to walk away feeling like they had a great experience. Like, I put pressure on myself.
Okay.
And so I perform better under pressure. When I think everything matters, it forces me to level up. I'm like a Saiyan, nigga. In life,
bro,
and in trouble. Straight up, I'm like a Saiyan, bro. And I know that about myself. I gotta put myself under turmoil and pressure so that I can go to the next level. I can't just do it in comfort. That's just me, man. That's just me.
Yeah, we gotta end this right here. This man just called himself
like straight up. You gotta push whatever my nth degree. I always want to push myself and challenge myself. And whenever I do, even if I fail or succeed, I find that I'm better. So I can live.
Nah, that's real. That's real. There's no reason for you to call yourself a Saiyan, though.
The nature, nigga.
No, bro.
The nature of a Saiyan. You never see Dragon Ball Z?
Come on, man.
So they go to hyperbolic time chamber and almost killed himself. Like, this dude took his son in there and almost killed him. Goku did Gohan so dirty. I would have been pissed if you take me somewhere with no space and time and whoop my ass for 12 months straight.
I saw it somewhere. I think I don't want to take no credit for this. I think I either saw a comedian do this or something like that. And they was talking about Dragon Ball Z is like the blackest animated can be. Mm-hmm. Like, that's just what all black people rock with. Like, that's the baseline.
Yeah, that's the one.
And then right after that is Naruto.
Mm-hmm. Facts. Those are the two I rock with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he literally took his son away.
You speaking facts, He
took his son away and kicked
shows.
Shows
always feel different at shows. Because I guess at that point, I feel like I'm trusting the material a little bit. Mm-hmm. Like what I got. So then to me, it's less worry about do these jokes work and more concern about making sure the performance is there. The timing is there. I'm taking my beats.
Right.
I'm letting things breathe kind of thing. And that's easier to be in that flow to me than trying to be in that flow with new stuff.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, but nah, you totally right, man. The shows they're different.
Yeah.
They're different. But there's a reality to what we do, especially at this stage with shows. It's like, there's a business aspect to all this. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, people are having us in their establishment to sell chicken wings and beer.
Mm-hmm. Facts.
You know what I mean? So like you could, like, going back to your point before where you was talking about people who just want to say what they want to say, not really caring about the audience, but it's like, will they have you back?
Right.
You know what I mean? There's a, and not to say there's a right or a wrong, but that's a decision for each comic that you got to make for yourself. How am I going to market myself, appeal to people? And it could be that you grow your audience from like your little like kind of like dark corner of the world, and that could be a beautiful thing. But like right now, we selling beer and chicken wings.
Yeah.
It's what it is.
Get that work.
People want to giggle and they want to eat buffalo wings.
Facts. That's the life. That's the life, man. And I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying the ride.
That's tough, man.
I'm enjoying the ride.
Tough.
All right, so let's talk about some bomb stories. Because we want to make it seem like, every night is not a good night. Let's be honest. Every night is not a good night. And so, like, what do you consider, what do you consider a bomb? How do you feel like you bomb? Bomb is basically, if you can't gather from context clues, doing a trash set.
If you stupid.
Doing trash is, a bad set. It didn't go well. What do you consider, what do you constitute bombing? Then tell us a bomb story.
I got you.
So 2 parts to this. What do you consider bombing in your mind? And tell us a bomb story.
Bombing to me is like when they're completely gone. They are done with you. They're either not paying attention or giving you like just the straight eye, this ain't, move on kind of thing. That's what it is to me. Complete silence. Like no smiles, arms folded. You up there for that 5 minutes, whatever time you got for a mic is usually 5, and you feel it. So you feel a bomb. You can tell a bad joke.
Yeah.
You feel bombs.
Feel the bomb.
Bombs make you sweat. Me, I'll speak for me. Sweaty, nervous. I get like this tension. And then what happens to me during a bomb is I'll start sprinting through my jokes.
Yeah.
Please, like one of these words.
Yeah, fast.
Sprinting through your jokes.
Because you don't have time to sit there and rest in it because they ain't feeling it. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And a real bomb is when you just can't get them back. Like, they gone and you gone.
Yeah.
So, bombing story. All right.
It don't have to be you. It could be somebody else.
No. I'm going to speak on me. I'm going to keep it 100.
Okay.
So, I go to this spot, right? And I'm there. And some of the really, really good, talented Richmond on the low got some really fire comedians.
Facts. ComedyRVA.com, ComedyRVA on Instagram. Follow it. Keep up with the scene. There's a lot of great comics.
Professional hosts, bro.
So you guys make sure you go and follow it. Go ahead and keep up with us. And they put all our shows. They put the schedule of where you can catch mics. If you want to go out and catch comedians, ComedyRVA.com is where you find that. Follow Comedy RVA on Instagram, and they'll give you all information and shows coming up. And actually some after the show reviews, great content coming, pictures. You'll see us in that smiling here and there. So yeah, check it out, Comedy RVA. All right.
Nah, so on the low, Richmond really do have some like talented comedians, like people that are like traveling through the nation, based in Richmond, people that are shooting specials, people that are like really doing it, comedy full time, right? So I go to this room. And I'm in this room, and a lot of the talented comedians are there, and I feel a little bit of extra pressure. I'm new. I want to impress. I want to show people I got it, kind of thing. Like at least like a flicker.
Yeah, I belong in here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
So I'm in that room, right? So I didn't know this, but before the mic, there was a speed dating event at the venue, right? Speed dating event.
That's the type of stuff we go into. Speed dating and tell some jokes. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, it's the life.
It's the life.
So, and for whatever reason, not a lot of men showed up, but a lot of women did, right? So I'm in the room. It's mostly women in the crowd now, right? Just chilling, kicking it after the event. I go up there and I open up my set with this joke about how I don't want kids, right? And that kind of hits okay. That kind of hits okay. Then I go into this joke about having kids is trash, and it just goes down from there, bro. Like, I think I got like a couple giggles at the top, like, okay, let's see where you're going with it. As soon as I start talking about that parent life is trash, gone. Then I think at one point, one of the tags to my joke is how I'm a bad father. I'm not a dad. Like, at all. Like, I don't have kids, right? So, like, but it's that it was a misdirection joke, and like I thought it was funny. And then I get there and they were not rocking with it. They was like, "Oh, so you don't want kids, and you like you don't like your own kids? Like, what is going on?"
Hold on.
What's up?
That's definitely young in the game.
Oh, facts.
Okay.
Oh, facts.
Because you can't. I learned this. You can't not be a part of it and criticize it. Okay. All right.
No, 100%.
Go on.
Like,
so you got to learn some of these things.
Oh no, this was all hard knocks. This was all. I was studying, bro. That wasn't a set. I was studying, bro.
All right, go on.
So then I start talking about my wife, and I'm talking about like how It don't matter what I'm talking about. I didn't. There's no need to repeat it. It was not good.
It just didn't go well.
I'm basically. They gave me the feedback. We not rocking with that. And I was like, I'm about to double down.
Yeah.
It was like, I'm not rocking with that. And I was like, I'm about to triple down. You know what I mean? So
the double down can go either one or two ways. It could go either way.
This is how you know the set was bad. Host came up after I finished, right? I'm sweating. I got that I just bombed feeling.
And face probably.
All of it. All of it. Host come up and he looked at me and was like, happens to all of us. Bro.
We all know what happened here.
Right. then he started interviewing me. Where you from though? Where you from?
Let us find out more about you.
Right. Tell us some more about your crappy jokes and your background so we can never invite anybody like you.
We want to know what was your journey to get here.
Bro, when I tell you I was just, bro, in your feelings was a person, bro. Oh my God, bro. Bomb, bro.
Oh my God.
But that's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's part of the game. Like,
it is.
It's gonna be like that. Like, that's probably easily my worst bomb. I've had slightly less, severe bombs, but that's just a good story, bro. That's at the end of the day, though, when you sign up for it, you signing up for that too.
You signing up for that.
You signing up for that.
That's why I talk about the vulnerability, man. Because to fail in front of that room, boy.
You got one? You got a bomb? He gonna say no, bro. He Goku,
Shut up, bro. So I've never. We gonna be honest up here. I'm not about to get up here and lie for the sake of somebody's feelings. I'm sorry, people. I've never had no response in a room yet.
Okay.
I never had no response. I've not gotten the response that I wanted, which for me constitutes.
What you mean, like the last one high enough kind of thing?
Yeah, I thought this was gonna hit way harder. I thought this flowed together better, but once I said it, it didn't work out the way I way I visualized it. So that's, for me, that's terrible. Like on the inside, I beat myself up, bro. I'll be walking off thinking, you gotta be kidding me. But I think because my personality, even if people don't like super laugh, they're like, I enjoy listening to them, I had a great time. And that kind of worked for me. But I've been in rooms where it was like the majority of the room wasn't with it. And I can like remember
a bad mic, bad show kind of thing.
Yeah, I remember I was doing this brewery. I'm not gonna call the name, but the crowd.
They can sponsor though. We call your name.
Yeah, right. If y'all gonna sponsor the show, then I call your name.
Chicken
all the
wings
time.
and beer. We got you.
Listen,
go ahead, though.
And like the room, 92% of the room was not feeling it.
Bro, you killing me with the statistics.
I'm gonna be honest. I gotta be specific. That's how I see things in percentages, bro. It helps because I'm a guy who does sports and stuff a lot, and I think it keeps me sober about stuff because like you could be a Hall of Fame player with 40%, bro. That's all you need, 40%. That keeps me sober. Like if you make 40% of your jumpers,
C's get degrees.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like 92% of the room was not feeling it, but that 8% were having the time of their life. And so I was like, man, oh well, forget y'all. They had fun. You know what I mean? So I remember because I was at this brewery, and a lot of breweries are dog friendly now. You can bring your animal there. And I hate it because I don't want to deal with dog nuts at the house and out in public. I don't like that. Don't bring your dog's balls in here either, man. Like, leave that outside, bro. They be trying to sit them all on the chairs and stuff.
Real quick, one time I was at a restaurant, bro, dog-friendly restaurant, sitting outside, bro. They finished eating their food and then put the plate on the ground. So the dog could finish it off?
I went to lunch.
I'm like, bro, those are community plates.
Yeah.
You ain't at home, bro.
I gotta use that plate next, and I don't care how much clean they do. I saw the dog lick it. That's gonna mess my mind up.
It just make you look at your fork, man. Crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I don't like it. I went to lunch with a dude the other day, bought his dog with him, bro. That's me. He's an executive director for this organization. And we went to lunch, and he bought his dog, and he's sitting there
eating executive directors,
whatever. You trying to change the youth lives.
What? Bro.
Trying to change the lives of youth, man. So I met with this guy, and he's like eating his food and feeding his dog at the same time. I hate that. With the same hands. Like, you know what I mean? You picking up your food and stuff, and you eating and stuff, and then you take a little piece and feed the dog, let him eat out of your hand, and, just rub it on a little napkin, and go ahead and keep eating. Bro, stop. I don't like it. So anyway, I was telling a whole bunch of...
There's something unsaid about all of this. Go ahead.
I was telling a whole bunch of I hate dog jokes. And apparently 90% of the people in there were dog lovers. And they was not rocking. They was not rocking with it. They was like, don't make me despise the thing I love.
did you like hit them with "you got a dog" kind of thing?
Yeah.
And get into it?
Mm-hmm, I was talking about my dogs. But it was about dogs in general.
I follow.
But they just won't for it. You supposed to. White people don't play about them animals, bro. We love them. They're ours. They're family members. And a lot of these stuff tell you what you want to, but So I had to stand there in that jump, man. But I'll be honest, I'm the king of the wrap up. Like, I will wrap it up on you, bro. If it's, if I feel like...
ain't going how you done?
Not going how I wanted to, but like, if I feel like I got a good moment and I don't feel like I'm straight for the next few moments, I'll just take the W where it lands. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm quick to... They put me up, you got 7 minutes or you got 5 minutes, whatever. If at 3 minutes and 45, I feel like this is about all I'm gonna get out of them. And my next joke ain't gonna do but so much more. I'm just layering on. All right, guys. Thank y'all so much. I'm Josh Ward. Y'all have a great night. The last thing they remember is that smile on their face.
See, you know what's funny? I take all my time.
Yeah.
Because and this might, like I said, still new, still figuring it out. But like, what I realized is that from a good set, people come up to you with 1 or 2 moments. People come up to you with 1 or 2 moments. Like I said, you could tell a bad joke. But if you had those 1 or 2 moments, they're going to rock with it. So I take my time. Because I look at it like I got a time quota. That's, like I told you, every week I'm looking to hit a mark.
Right.
Because I'm looking at it like if I get enough weeks in a row, I can I ain't going to say speed this process up, but I can make sure I feel I'm more proficient with the time that I had kind of thing. So I take my time, bro.
Okay. So I don't do time. I do bits. If I come up and I say I'm going to work through these 3 bits and I work through all 3 and they solid, I don't like to. I did what I came to do. I'm not gonna reach back. I could reach back and get an old bit and throw it. And sometimes I do. Sometimes I do just reach back, grab an old bit, work it. Whatever. It ain't every time. But other times when I'm like, all right, I came up here with a goal. I had to work out these bits. They're satisfied because they had a good time. I worked my joint out. All right, guys. So y'all have a great night. That's all I wanted to work on.
What's dope about that is that 2 totally different approaches. We still trying to get to the same place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So at the end of the day.
Yep.
Comedy's fun, you know what I mean? And I never want to treat it like work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So however you rocking with it, that's the whole point.
That's
if
the
you're
point.
going to get involved in it, make it your own kind of thing. So I like your approach, bro. That's tough.
I like yours too. I respect that, bro. So
Goku, my guy.
I would consider myself go hard.
Oh, snap.
I'm straight because they had to get it out of him. They knew what he had. They knew he was capable of, but he had to get taken to the nth degree. Like, think about, remember when his arm was dislocated? He had to throw the command man with one hand, and his dad's spirit came back. Yeah, much like that. But anyway, I'm more like Gohan. So, have you ever had a bomb that made you like not want to do it again? You know what I mean? Well, I'm not gonna say not want to do it again. Hold on, before we get into that question, I gotta tell this story. Because it was a bomb story, the most crazy and legendary worst bomb I've ever seen in my life.
Oh, you talking about somebody else?
Yes, somebody else. I witnessed.
You don't name names?
No. I witnessed a bomb that was like, I would never do comedy again. Yeah, it was a little bit. So I will say it was at Sandman. So the expectation of being on a club stage, as opposed to a mic stage was present, just to give context.
Okay.
And this kid got up there and apparently he left his notebook at home and just was gonna go up there and wing it. And bro got up there and nothing. Like he was up there literally talking about how he doesn't have any jokes to tell because he left his notebook and this is going terribly and oh my god, it's so
awkward. He's just narrating.
Like he's narrating the bomb while he's bombing. And he was shaking, he was nervous. It was the worst thing. And the crazy part is he worked there. Well, you don't know who it is. He worked there. No, you don't.
I don't?
All right. It's not who you think.
Okay.
Yeah. He worked there. And
I don't want to say names.
Don't And he was like busting tables that night. And after he bombed, the worst bomb that's ever been bombed, he literally had to get off stage and like start busting people's tables. And he had to walk to every table and look people in the eyes. I felt so bad for him walking that floor and everybody just, I was like, bro, I would have quit my job.
Bro, I just don't look at it like that. I don't.
Bro, I know.
I don't. I look at it like
I felt like he wanted to.
That's part of the game,
That's
bro.
part of the
it's
game.
part of the game, man. Like
I said, he gonna cry in the car. He gonna cry in the car.
Sometimes he need to cry in the car. Sometimes he need to cry in the car. Has he done it since?
Yeah.
That's a W.
Yeah,
like
he did.
Like
he did.
that's gonna happen. That's gonna like.
Boy, he wasn't good with his notes either, but.
You can't. You just need a shovel.
Oh,
you just try to
I'm
kill
sorry,
him,
but I'm just being honest, people. Hey,
I look at it like this, bro. Like if you got, I used to feel one way about like watching comedy specials and stuff. I used to be like, oh, that won't that like come on, cuz, and then you do it, and it's like, oh. So now I look at anybody that get up there, like at least you try.
Yeah,
bro.
I give props to. I'm gonna laugh. Just because you got up there and tried it.
Bro, bomb is funny, bro. Like, I enjoy a quality bomb.
Listen.
But as long as you get back up there, you good to me. Like, and also, if it ain't for you, it ain't for you. But, like, if you had the courage enough to do all that, bust them tables, and then get back up there after that, I rock with you. You solid in my mind.
Yeah,
like, you ain't funny, but you solid.
I respect your perseverance and diligence, but I will not come to your show.
No,
it's all right.
You gotta draw the line somewhere.
Bro.
But no, you solid, bro. You gotta keep going.
That's what I was going. That's kind of like my next question. Like, how do you get up there and perform again? You know what I mean? Like, how after that bomb, like, how you get up there and like get back at it? You know,
bro, bomb stay with you a little bit.
The right bomb does. You right?
Yeah, facts. That's a great question. I know. I gotta like talk it out. What was the lesson in that? You know what I mean? You gotta see the silver lining in that. Like for the joint I just told you, read in the room.
Yeah, there you go.
Read in the room. Like,
right.
Figure it out. And also the other thing it taught me was I need more material. I'm not writing enough. You know what I mean? Like, cause
at that point or now?
At that point.
Yeah. Okay.
At that point. Now I try to keep.
Yeah, you're right.
Every week I'm trying to But like then I was relaxed. I was a little more comfortable, and like I said, still a baby in the game. But for whatever reason, if you get a little bit of success, a little bit of laughter, people feeling you, they booking you on shows, you're like, oh, I got this. This ain't as crazy as I thought. And then you get humble.
Yeah.
And then you get humble.
You need
so like, you gotta take the humility. Yeah. You really gotta take the humility and figure out what was the lesson that I needed to learn from this. And then it's just funny after that. Like, it ain't nothing after that. But like, nah, that night, and until you go back up again.
Yeah, facts.
It's on your mind.
Facts.
It's on your mind. You gotta go back up as soon as possible.
As soon as possible.
So the way the mics work out here, that story I told you I bombed on Wednesday. On another mic until Monday.
Yeah, because the Thursday just wasn't there.
They just started.
Yeah, they just started.
So
Thursdays, and Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I wasn't booked on no shows.
Oh my God, you had to sit in that, bro.
I was in church praying. Bro, I was going through it. Monday came, and I was like, I gotta.
Yeah.
But I will say, every time you have one of those experiences, that
next one, fire. Be like, remind you, okay, all right, I am good at this. I can do this.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
But you gotta go back up there as soon as you can.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if you bomb, if it's like a 2-set night and you bomb early, like, then it's beautiful because you get to just like, another set. Like, now your mind.
Throw it out of your mind and just try to
be over here. But like,
I'm the opposite of that though.
What's up?
Well, like if I do a great set, like if my first set is great, sometimes I don't do a second set.
Oh, word?
Yeah, I'll be like, nah, I'm gonna ride the wave. I got a good, I did solid tonight. I worked out my stuff.
You not ride the wave.
I'm ride the wave.
The second set.
No. I'm talking about ride the wave with a good feeling of accomplishment. Yeah. I'm gonna ride the wave with my feeling of accomplishment. Like I did what I set out to do for the day. I'm not even because I was gonna do it. Like if I was gonna do different jokes, then I go again.
Okay.
But if I'm doing, or if I feel like okay, it wasn't good enough, I want to do something else. Or if I did it and got something else, I was like, oh, I can add this now. then I'll go again.
Gotcha.
But if I go and I'm just like, all right, that was solid, everything's cool, and then there's another night, sometimes I don't. I'd be like, nah, I already rock one night.
I rock with you on that, depending on the place.
Right, that too.
Not every place is the place.
Right. In the other one, I'm like, I don't really want to go in here anyway. I know how this gonna go.
Exactly. Sometimes you're there for time. Sometimes you're there for time. So I understand what you're saying, bro.
What I would say though to help get past the bomb, I like to keep my bombs in perspective. Like, was it me? Was it the room? Was it the timing? Was it the comedian before me? Was it the host? Because sometimes that attributes to your bomb too. Like, people be exhausted by the time you get up, comedically exhausted sometimes. And like, if you follow a bunch of terrible people, sometimes the room just
it's a cold room.
It's just
I look at every mic like it's a cold room.
Yeah, like, but sometimes you get a little like based on the order of the night. If you get comedians back to back that are solid comedians, it gets in the groove sometimes when people are just prepared for the laughter. Yeah. So if you can keep that, but some shows it chops it up, and sometimes you get bad comedian back to back. And if people sat through the last 15 minutes of stuff that wasn't funny, they already feeling like whatever you're gonna say not gonna be funny. I don't mind that now. Huh?
And they ready to go.
They comedically exhausted. Yeah. And so sometimes that can attribute to it. So I always try to keep the bomb in perspective. Was it me sucking? Or was there other factors that contribute? Sometimes it's multiple factors. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's terrible people. Sometimes the host is bad too. Like, I've been at shows where the host, everybody who got momentum going, the host knocked it back down. Like, not funny, bro. Not funny, bro. Somebody funny come up, the host come in between, super racist. You know what I'm saying? And like the room is like, like the host will knock it down too. Again? Super racist.
Okay.
Yeah. That happens a lot. And then I'm the only, it's only two black guys that's really coming in the room. That's me and him doing sets most of the time. Sometimes.
Depending on the room.
Oh yeah. Because there's definitely black scenes on
that's another topic.
RBA, that's a whole nother topic. We'll talk about that on the next one. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned. Like, subscribe, share, follow, so you can catch some of these conversations. We're gonna be having great dialogue, man. So make sure y'all jump on it.
Go on.
Smash the like, the subscribe button, and stay with us. So yeah, man. I think definitely keep the bomb in perspective. That helps a lot. I agree. Do it again. One bomb, you can brush that off. 3 bombs in a row, all right, I gotta tweak something. Yeah. You've been bombing for 3 months straight, might not be a thing. So, but I think everybody.
I don't know, bro. Like, you ever listen to like the comedy interviews and like Chris Rock said he bombed for like 3 years. Like,
in his mind, I'm sure there was somebody who left it. No, I'm just saying, because here's the thing. Everybody walks away with different experiences. Everybody can be in the same room and experience the same exact thing, and everybody walk away with something different from it. So, him feeling like he bombed, I don't think for 3 years everybody was just like Chris Rock. I don't recall 3 years where everybody's been like, Chris Rock and fell off. He just trashed without.
No. He started so young. This is before we knew him.
Probably. But at the same time, it depends on what room you go in. That makes a difference, because I personally am not a huge Chris Rock fan. Oops, I respect him. I respect his legendary status, but his stand-up sometimes, I don't really care for it. It's a little choppy, a little hard.
I'm learning a lot about Josh.
Yeah. It's a lot of comedians like that, but they inspire me.
Who else don't you rock with? I want to know all the people you rock with.
Shut up. Who else is Mike Epps? I don't like Mike Epps.
Okay.
I don't like his stand-up. I love him in movies.
Cat Williams.
I rock with Cat.
Okay. I rock. Like how? All right. Do this. I know this.
Hey, go for it.
Top 5. Give me your. No, let's do 3. Let's do top 5 or top 3 right now.
Top 3. That's the best I can do.
All right, let's go top 3.
All right, top 3 for me. Eddie Murphy is number 1 on my list, and that's because he really inspired. Like, he was the first guy I saw a stand-up special as a movie, and like, I'm an '80s baby, and I saw Raw first. I was just about to say, okay. I saw Raw and then saw Delirious. I was, younger.
Yeah, I actually did it the same way.
Yeah, I saw Raw first, and Raw took me out. But he was the guy I watched stand up.
But go ahead.
to people who saw Delirious first. That's what people feel like. I think Raw was, but I think I'm biased.
They both great.
Yeah, I think because I heard Raw first, that makes me biased to that.
Go ahead.
But Eddie Murphy's definitely my top all time. Dave Chappelle's my number 2.
Okay.
And that third spot, I don't know. I don't have nobody.
How you feel about Kevin Hart?
All right, I'll give Kevin Hart. I'll give Kevin Hart that spot if I had to get somebody. Just because I like, not just for his stand-up, I like his business. I like how he monetized stand-up, and he made his stand-up into such a huge thing and went from stand-up to such a high level. And he did stand-up on the highest level since Eddie Murphy, for real.
So when you go to Wawa, do you get the Kevin Hart C4 special with the sub?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't even know what that is. That's the thing?
Bro, he on every commercial, bro.
It's crazy.
Bro.
How he took, and that inspires me.
He's selling football.
Yeah.
He's selling subs.
Credit card stuff, bro. You know what I'm saying?
See that? I appreciate the hustle.
Yeah.
I'm more, in terms of mindset, more Lil Duval.
Yeah.
You rock with Duval?
Duval's funny.
I'm more Lil Duval. Like, I ain't trying to do all that. I ain't trying to do all that.
No, I get it.
Nah.
I get it. He definitely. So I guess I would have to put him there just for comedic impact. And he came along at a time. I think he was necessary for comedy. I think his time of being on top was so needed in comedy because
Bro, it was a hell of a run.
It was.
It was insane.
He had like 5 specials.
It was insane.
That was like crazy, doing numbers. Selling out arenas and stuff on his tours.
Yeah.
And people hadn't done that in years. Like comedy wasn't that big. And like Eddie Murphy, people didn't release comedy specials in theaters. But his comedy specials went to theaters first. Like that's legendary. But Kevin Hart, and he did that as well. He did.
You mean movie theaters?
Movie theaters, movie theaters.
I'm sorry to clarify.
Yeah. And so I would definitely give him that, but not just for stand-up. Like I think there's people who are definitely funnier on just the scale of just joke for joke than Kevin Hart. But as far as impact on the comedy community, I think he took it and pushed it to another level. He took when he ran with his baton well. When he got it in his hand,
ain't no doubt about that.
Ran,
ain't no doubt about that,
and worked his butt off. So I would throw him up there, but to be honest, it fluctuates for me because I like such a wide variety of comedy. Like when I was growing up, I was watching, like Fresh Prince and Family Matters and like all of those shows, but I was also watching like Home Improvement and like I was watching a lot of the white shows, and so that kind of
like
comedy,
everybody was.
You think so? There was something. No, and I was
clown.
Anybody
who don't know about Tool
know about it, but come home every day after school to watch it. Yeah, in the black community, sometimes it won't like that, bro. I'm gonna be honest, because I got picked on. People used to be like, people used to tell me I watch white TV shows. You know what I mean? Like my brothers and sisters, they hate when I had the remote, bro. I'm watching hella white shows, man. They wanted to watch Martin. They wanted to watch like black show, Living Single. You know what I mean? They wanted to watch that kind of stuff. And that's cool, and I watch that stuff too. Right? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I still want, I don't know. I like the writing process because white people don't have the presence and the personality, so they have to depend on their writing presentation.
I think some of them do. Some of them do.
I'm not saying nothing is.
But I know what you mean.
But even on sitcoms, I like the writing style for different jokes and stuff. So
you rock with like Seinfeld, Curb.
Oh, of course. Yes, Curb Your Enthusiasm, Seinfeld, all of that stuff, man.
I just appreciate the variety of it. So I'm like, I watched everything. I watched everything. But everybody around me was watching everything too, though. Yeah. So they might have just been different. Yeah. But different environments. Bro. Yeah, different environments.
But yeah, absolutely. I
if it's funny, it's funny, bro.
Funny, it's funny.
But I say that's funny over everything, bro.
Funny over everything, bro. All day. So, man, this has been great, bro. This has been a great conversation, man. Again, thanks for coming. I appreciate you coming to be a part of this. Hopefully we can do this, more frequently. We'll see. But this was a vibe. I enjoyed it so much. I hope you guys enjoyed as well, man. Thanks for tuning in. And we're going to be back. Comedic Calisthenics, man. We working it out. So we're going to come here and discuss everything. All topics, comedy, all things funny. And share some of our stories. And as we're going along, take the journey with us, learn about what's happening out here. We can keep you guys abreast and keep you guys informed and keep you guys entertained. So we appreciate y'all so much. Shout out to my guest co-host Devon Simmons. Follow him in All Doubt on Instagram. Great dude. And come out and check him out when you can. When you see something up, pop out, all right? Until next time, y'all be easy, man. Later.
Oh, I'm going to drop the mic.